Hello, welcome back to Rev Solutions. Today we're taking the Honda NC750X over to Swanage for a test ride. Right, so this is the Swanage chain ferry. It's going to be taking us from Sandbanks over to Swanage. Alright, bike's left in gear. Turn her off. So as you can see today, we got a bit of cloud over in Swanage, but apart from that, it is a really nice late summer's day. Nice little boat out on the water in Poole Harbour. So, here it is, the Honda NC750X. This is a manual version in blue. Really nice. This is going in, this is a newly registered one, so this will be going from 2021 into 2022. It's a 71 plate in the UK. I've got it for a few days. I've picked up with 1 mile on the clock, just 1 mile from Honda, and I've now put about 70ish miles on the clock, so giving it a good run in. Real good first impressions. I have done a review on this bike already this year, so this is not a new review on this bike. It's just seeing how this one handles being out on an adventure, what it's like in the real world environment, and we'll give you my honest opinion. Right, so we've just made it over to Swanage. Ferry's about to let us disembark, and off we go. So even though it's a weekday, it's extremely busy. Now, the good thing about this Honda is it is a slight adventure style touring bike, so when you do ride it, especially on and off like the ferry where it was big dip in and big dip up, it was extremely easy. There was no problem at all going up and down the dips. You stand up on this bike quite comfortably. As you can see, you're up nice and high, so if you do want to take it off-road, you've literally got no problem in doing so. Now, I've put 72 miles on this bike in the short time I've had it from Honda, and so far it's not been very uncomfortable. I've ridden it for about an hour and a half on the longest run that I've done so far, and yep, no problem whatsoever. It's comfortable. The suspension absorbs the road very easily, gives you good feedback. You can bank the bike into corners really well. The bike is just a really nice simple setup, and on a long journey like we're doing today with the storage here, it is brilliant. You haven't got to worry about trying to put panniers on the back, any extra luggage on the back. As long as you're quite minimalistic, you'll get away with using this section here for storing items for your day trip. Now, the windscreen on the motorways was a slight issue. Now, I do know you can get a bigger touring style windscreen on this bike, so if you are going to buy this bike knowing full well that you're going to want to do a little bit of touring, a little bit of long distance, especially motorway rides, you are going to want to be able to upgrade that windscreen to a windscreen that is actually more adequate at keeping the wind off of your body, because this one, you do get quite a lot of wind in your head and your upper body still. But that said, low speeds, it is still a reasonable style windscreen. Now, the handling of the NC750 is really good. It is just such an agile bike. It flicks around effortlessly. You can really enjoy some nice twisty roads on this bike. You get brilliant feedback. The road just opens up lovely, and the NC just laps the road up nice and easy. There's no problem at all riding this bike. You're getting awesome feedback all the time. The visibility is really good as well. You just don't have any problem looking over cars when you need to. And this road is amazing. It's just nice, sweepy, bendy, bumpy in places, but again, the NC just laps it up nice and well. Gear changes are really good. it's quite a skinny bike as well, so you can nip in and out of tight places without any problem at all. No doubt if you were to get panniers on your bike, you are gonna obviously struggle. So as a fun bike, the NC is absolutely brilliant, and the tyres that Honda provide you from factory, they're really good. They're grippy, they give you brilliant feedback. I've not had any problem with these whatsoever. I've not felt like I'm going to lose traction, lose faith in the tyres. So the 750 only comes with 54 brake horsepower and 50 foot-pound of torque. However, that said, when you actually get into it and you start riding it, it doesn't matter that it's such a low power bike in the grand scheme of things, because it just handles really well. It accelerates up to your speed that you want to get to quite quickly. It's 229 kilograms, so it's quite a heavy bike. However, as you can see, I'm manoeuvring really easily. Once those wheels start moving, the bike just becomes effortless to ride. Like I said, this review is just like a road trip on what it's like taking it out and about. Been out on it for 3 hours now, pretty much, and I'm not tired of it, I'm not bored of it. It's keeping me on my toes nicely. The fuel is really good. I've done 76 miles to just over a quarter of a tank. This bike had 3/4 of a tank when I picked it up from Honda, and I'm not having to worry about the fuel. It's just really good. Now, I do think this bike is best suited for the type of person that wants to have a bike for a city commute, a skinny bike so you can filter through loads of traffic effortlessly, but then also on your days off just take it out for a good old ride. And where it is a low powered bike, you've actually got good fuel economy on it, but it's still that kind of bike that you're going to take out, you're going to enjoy riding, and you're not going to look at it and think, oh, I just don't want to take that bike out. I actually genuinely like it. When Honda give me these NC750Xs, I really do like them. The old version I absolutely hated. However, this one, they definitely refined it and made it a bit more exciting and so much better to enjoy. Now, I'm still trying to get my hands on the DCT version, so I will be doing a review on that soon. However, for the time being, the manual version is absolutely brilliant. Great visibility down the road, being up nice and high, sweeping in. You're always in control of this, you know where it's going, it gives you good feedback. And the Dunlop Trailmax tyres that it comes with, they're really good. I've not had any issues with those so far. If you're a fan of the Dunlop Trailmax tyre, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Have you had any issues with it? Because so far, albeit these are brand new tyres, they've only done 79 miles, they're holding their own very well. Accelerates nicely. Now, this is in standard mode, the acceleration. You have also got rain, which basically cuts all the power, takes the engine braking down, and also gives you a lot of traction control. You've got user mode that you can set up yourself. You've also got sport mode. Sport mode is full power, engine braking, and less traction, and it really does work. You put it in sport mode, you can have a great time on this bike. Pickups quick. Now, there's a single disc at the front, single disc at the rear, but the stopping power that the brake provides is really good for the power of the bike. You've got Corfe Castle up there on the right. Now if I had the Honda NC750X, I would definitely have to spec it up with a few more options. And what I'm going to do at the end of this video, I'm just going to go through the specification list that you can actually buy for this bike, so stay tuned to the end of the video. I would definitely have to put panniers on, because at the end of the day, if you've got this bike and you do decide that you want to go on a long journey, there is nothing better than having the option to just pop some hard luggage on, go away, lock your valuables inside, and it's just a nice peace of mind. Granted, you have got this big lovely storage section which you can put bits in if you do leave the bike, but panniers for me is a must. Next thing I'd also do is, like I said, I'd upgrade the windscreen to give me some better wind protection. Having been on the bike for a couple of hours already today, it is something that is a necessity. At the moment, 30 miles an hour, the windscreen is completely irrelevant. So yeah, I'd definitely get a bigger windscreen. I'd also get hand guards just to give your hands a little bit of protection. Let's face it, it's an adventure style touring bike, be it a low powered one, but it's still in that class, so I would like some grip guards just to protect your hands. Potential for heated grips. If it isn't an option from Honda, I would definitely get them put on, potentially like Oxford ones, because if you're going to be riding this bike all year round, you're going to want some nice heated grip. Other than that, oh, and spotlights for extra visibility, and also crash bars in case you unfortunately get to the point when you drop it. So other than those few things, I'd say this bike is pretty much spot on for a bike that can do pretty much everything really. So if you get some semi off-road tyres, you'll be able to take this on some dirt tracks. Now it is 229 kilograms, but it doesn't feel heavy like that because the weight again is at the bottom of the bike, so when you're maneuvering this bike around, it's really simple. The body position is nice and comfortable. I'm pretty much bolt upright on this bike. My feet are a little bit further back, so they're not at a 90-degree bend, but it's comfortable. It's nothing too difficult for a long ride. Now when it comes to changing the actual setting of the power on this bike, use your mode button to get the black line next to your power selection, and then you use the down or the up arrow. So I'll go to sport, I literally roll off the throttle, catch the throttle again, and it's now in sport mode. And that's the same for any other mode. You just select the mode, it starts flashing, roll off the throttle, it will accept, roll back on the throttle, and you've got that mode. So what we're going to do, I'm going to slow down to 20 miles an hour as we get to this national, just reducing the speed a little bit more, just so I can then accelerate away and show you what this bike is like in sport mode. So let's go. Nice and quick up to the speed limit, and then off we go into the bendy roads. And the NC is lovely. That was a good bump there to test the suspension. I felt the bump, but it didn't cause me any issues at all. Now I've ridden the bike over to Swanage, giving it a good little ride around, heading back over to the chain ferry and back over to the sandbanks in Dorset. Now I have not been disappointed by this bike at all. So for a proper road test, this bike is absolutely brilliant. It's a low powered mid-range engine 750 bike. It's simple, it works, it's got a good amount of power, it's got a couple of user settings, but when you want to have fun, it pulls away nicely, and that's in standard mode, and it pulled away absolutely effortlessly. Again, nice flicky roads.
In this section, I'm just going to run you through what Crescent Honda in Southampton offer with the Honda NC750X. So as you can see on the right hand side, you've got the Honda NC750X in a red colour. It also comes with a pannier and a top box in that display. Over on the left hand side, you can see the same model, but this time it's showing you with a crash bar and also front fog lights. So let's scroll down, and what else do we have? So you've got a top box option for the bike. You've also got panniers for the bike. Comes with a optional extra for a high windscreen, which is going to make all the world of difference at motorway speeds. You've got heated grips, and you've also got foot deflectors, giving you a little bit more protection at the lower parts of your body. Also got luggage options for the panniers and the top box. This section over here shows you can have a USB charger put into the bike, which I would highly recommend. You've got front fog lights, and also you've got your crash bars. Coming down here, you've obviously got a main center stand that you can add to the bike. You've also got a locking system which you can put on the bike, so you can carry it around with you, take it off and lock your bike up nice and securely. Over on the right hand side, you've also got all the optional extras and the different sections which the bike comes with. So you've got a travel option, an urban package and the adventure package, so you can tailor that to meet your needs with your Honda dealership. And again, here we've got another shot of the bike with the top box, panniers, crash bars, front fog lights. So get onto the Honda website, I'll put this link in the description below, have a look through and see how you want to spec out your Honda NC750X.
And I have not ached one bit since I've been on this bike today. It just encourages you to carry on riding. No doubt if I had to take this bike on some tricky terrain just to get around some obstacles, even with the road tyres, the bike is going to handle it. The suspension is going to absorb all the shock of the horrible road, and you're going to be able to just carry on with your ride. So I've got to give this bike a big thumbs up. I'd like to have taken the DCT version, however this one will do absolutely fine. Honda have really done well with their DCT version of the NC750X. It's a comfortable ride. It's not intrusive when you ride with that DCT gearbox. However, what I would say is if you are in the market for an NC750X, I would take the DCT and the manual version out for a ride. Having taken both bikes out for a ride, you can then assess what you prefer, because even though the DCT version is an automatic, it's still very user friendly. You can still flip between manual and automatic gearing. You've got upshift, downshift, so it does work if you do want to have a very versatile automatic. We'll fall down that road there on the left, that was quite steep. But there you go, you can just throw these bikes around. They don't feel like 229 kilograms, they do feel a lot lighter. They feel less than 200 in my own opinion. As soon as those wheels move, it just becomes effortless, which is what you want out of a bike that you can just ride all day. It doesn't feel like you're lugging around a big old heavy bike. The gear selector is nice and easy. I haven't had any false neutrals, any issues getting it in gear. It just works really well. Honda have done well with this bike, so if you do want to pick one up, you're not going to be disappointed. Check out the Crescent Honda website. I'll put the link in the description below. It's going to give you a good range of bikes that they've got to check out. The roads the other side of the ferry are absolutely amazing. They're just long, sweepy roads. And again, the NC750 just comes into its own with these roads. They are amazing. So if you are wanting to have this bike as a fun bike that you can also use to commute with, you are not going to be disappointed in any way, shape or form, because you can ride it in the towns and the cities nice and comfortably, and then you can get out onto the roads like this. You can open the throttle and you can enjoy the potential this bike has to offer. It really is a versatile bike. And like I was saying, if you put some luggage on it, you can definitely take this bike touring. There is no doubt in my mind that you can go touring on this bike. It is set up perfect for that. Look at those beautiful sand dunes, they look amazing. Right, so we're back at the ferry, just going to get the ferry back over to Sandbanks. If you've never been down this way, you've got to come down here. Look at that golden white sandy beach. Beautiful area, lovely beaches, nice water. It's gorgeous around this way. That boat powering through the waves. It's quite a fast flowing current around there as well, so if you fancy swim, definitely don't. You might struggle. But look at that boat, giving it loads. The best bit is literally, yeah, that's cool. She remembers us. So, having ridden the 750 across the Swanage today, all I can say is it's a really good bike. I absolutely love it. It's a simple, lightweight bike. It does start at about £7,000, I believe. I'll put the price up now. However, that money, for what you get, if you're in the market for a new one, you do get quite a good value for money. It's got a good display, it's comfortable, it just works. So I wouldn't be put off on this bike in any way, shape or form if you're after this. Great miles per gallon. Like I said, when I started I had about 3/4 of a tank. Now I'm just over 1/4 of a tank. I've done over 100 miles and this bike has still got plenty to get me home without having to fill up again. The tyres on this bike are actually really good tread. They've got nice channels in there to disperse water, but also I think it will give you good grip on loose ground. There was a bit of sand back there which I went across, no problem whatsoever. So from Swanage back to Sandbanks, this is Rev Solutions test riding the Honda NC750X manual version. Stay tuned for more videos. Ride safe and we'll see you soon.